Hello, Mr. Cooper here, and I'm going to be talking to you about the question matrix. The question matrix is something that all teachers use at WEC, and they use this to ask a variety of questions. Depending on what the question we ask, depends on how difficult a child might find to answer it. The more challenging a question, the more learning can take place in the classroom. Questions are really important, and that's why at the beginning of each lesson we always start with a key question to get the children thinking. So I'm going to show you as a parent how to use the question matrix so that you can develop your child's questioning or answering skills at home and ultimately develop their critical thinking skills. So first of all, let me talk through the different question words that we can use. So you can see we've got the vocabulary along the bottom and along the top of the question matrix. So along the top we have different topics in which you can ask questions about, and these represent different skills. So if you want a child to talk about something that's happened in the present, you can use is and does. If you want to talk about the past, it's has, did, was. If you want to get a child to talk about the possibility of something happening, you can use the word can. To get the child's opinion of something, you can use the word should. To use probability, to get the child thinking about the probability of something happening, you say would or could. To get the child to predict something, you could say will. And to get the child to use their imagination, you might use the word might. And then we have our question words along the bottom here. So it says what, where, when, which, who, why, and how. And obviously those are the different topics in which we can ask a question on. So if you want to talk about an event, we can use the word what. Where, we could talk about a place. When is obviously time. Which gives children a choice. Who is a person. Why gets a child to give a reason for something. And how shows a child's understanding of the meaning of something. So we can use these words and combine them to create different levels of questions. So a what is question would create quite a simple question. So you can see here it says the general level of difficulty of a question increases. So what is question is quite an easy question, whereas a how might question is a much more challenging, it's much more in the challenging area of this matrix. So if we want to really challenge a child's thinking, we will ask questions that are much further down this scale, somewhere around this area here, using things like will, might, who, why, and how. But of course, if we want to talk about an event, but we want it to be challenging, we can still say what might happen or where might this take place, which are still relatively challenging questions. So I've got some examples here of what type of questions your teacher, and you can be asking at home, might be asking in a maths lesson. So, for example, quite an easy question to ask is what is 2 add 2? Straightforward question, requires one closed answer. If we want to make that question more difficult, we can start change the vocabulary. So we can use which and would to ask this question, which numbers would add to make 4? And obviously you've got 1, 2, 3 and 5, so it gives children a choice, which is obviously part of this which, and also it talks about the probability of the answer being correct. And then to take that one step further, to make it even more challenging, we can use how and might. How might we create a total of 4? And that's much more open-ended. It gets a child to use their imagination, and it gets them to develop the understanding of what a total of 4 means. So a total of 4 could be a total of 4 in terms of weight of something, a total of 4 grams, but a total of 4 grams would be different than a total of 4 kilograms. And a total of 4 meters would be different than a total of 4 centimeters. So it really starts to get that child thinking about what the quantity of 4 means. It doesn't just have to be 4 apples. It could be 4 meters, 4 centimeters, 4 miles per hour. It could be lots of different things. So it's much more open-ended, and this really develops the child's deeper thinking. So if we think about that in English instead of maths, I've got a picture of from the film Up here, and we can ask different questions to do with this. So a basic question that we might ask about this picture and this story is what is happening in the story, or what is coming out of the house. And that's basically a quick answer, it's closed, we're just expecting one short answer. But we can ask a different, slightly harder question, where should the house go? Where should the house go? So it's a choice and an opinion of where they should go in the world. Or when should they go? What time would be an ideal time to fly your house? And we could go right up to how might, for example, how might the house land on the ground? How might the man get back down to the earth? And that would develop much more of a creation, imagination in the child, and get them thinking much more deeper about the story and about problem solving. So it develops their critical thinking. And you can see how the level of difficulty it will take for the child to answer those questions. So, what our aim is with this video is for you as a parent to really develop your question skills so that you can help your child with answering more difficult questions. So, I've got a bit of a challenge for you at the end of this video. Here is a picture of some dinosaurs. What I want you to do is on the Facebook comments or the YouTube comments, whichever format this video is on, I want you to write underneath a low-level question, a medium-level question, and a really tough question about this picture. So I'll start you off. A really low-level question would be something about where did dinosaurs live? And that would require quite a short answer. So I want you to come up with a different low-level question, then try a medium-level question, and then finally a really difficult, challenging, high-level question. I look forward to seeing your comments, and I hope this video has been helpful. Thank you.